Hey guys, welcome. This is a general reading for the collective of Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Welcome, cross watchers. If you're here as a cross watcher for a Cancerian, or if you're brand new to the channel, happy to have you join us. Well, we just had the new moon in Virgo. For those of you with memberships of any kind, that reading is located in the new moon collection in your account in moments. Not too late to watch it. It was very long, very informative, powerful tarot reading. So be sure you check it out. If you are interested in seeing that and you have been availing yourself of any extendage, try a membership. It's a difference of $1 and change. And you get all kinds of extra added readings. You get the new moon collection, the full moon collection, the monthly energy update, extendeds, and of course the Cancerian extendeds as well. So check it out. All right, I'm going to pull from Starry Beginnings. Let's see what message comes through. Card 39, spend time on you and balance yourself. Spend time on you. Also perfect for the new moon. There will be two, I'm just going to give you a little hint, 2 new moons in Virgo. This one was at 0 degrees. And so the second one we'll have a full moon coming up in 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks later, another new moon in Virgo at 29 degrees. So the beauty of that is we have that Virgo energy holding us through a whole lunation, and it kicks off eclipse season. So this new moon was not an eclipse, but the full moon will be, and the new moon in the second new moon in Virgo will be. So just so you know that Virgo is a very organizing kind of an energy, which will be helpful to anchor us. It's also an earth sign to anchor us and ground us at the kickoff of eclipse season, which should be wild. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of astrology, just so you can sort of prepare for what's to come. Let me go ahead and jump in here. This is a spread I have never done on the channel before. We're going to look at this person's energy toward you. Hierophant, wow. 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. So I see definitely some, at the very least, hurt feelings, possibly some heartache. This could be somebody who has been contemplating the future with you. This could be a person who you're married to, or you or is married and is going through something painful, but because the energy is about you, it is also about commitment and the future. So I'm picking up a couple different energies here. Pardon all the antics outside. It has been storming here nonstop throughout the day since Friday. It is now Monday, and it hasn't stopped. And I haven't even been able to read because it's been so torrential and complete with power outages, and Wi-Fi blows out. So I'm going to try to do it, but it hasn't been this is the calmest it's been in 4 days. So anyway, this person's energy toward you, it is about commitment and the long-term energy of maybe life partnership. This person, like I said, is dealing with some heartache or heart heaviness here. And so let's see what's going on behind the scenes that may fill in the gaps. Well, there you are, the Empress, wow, High Priestess, Page of Cups, and the 3 of Wands. I feel there's something this person didn't tell you, and they're feeling rather apologetic about it. The 3 of Wands will be their anticipation of what's to come here, but I would almost venture a guess that at least one of you here. And remember, it's a general reading. It's not a private reading. So you kind of have to take it as it resonates for you. And it's going to be different for everybody. This could be somebody that didn't tell you they were married, or didn't tell you that they were, unable to make plans for the future because of other commitments. And that can be anything. Okay. And they're feeling, sorry about it. They're definitely wanting to communicate that to you, and they're kind of anticipating that opportunity to let you know that they're sorry there was something they either didn't tell you, or that they held back on some level. Let me push this up because I know I'm going to need more room for this reading. And so let's see now where your energy is in this situation. Queen of Swords. Yep, you saw right through it. You've been able to see right through it. Hanged Man, press pause, like hold up. We're going to just stop everything here. And Judgment. It's kind of interesting. I do feel this is something that you are becoming aware of, and you're kind of now just after the truth. So it's more like you're on a fact-finding mission. So while you're pressing pause here with the Hanged Man, it gives you an opportunity to evaluate the situation from a safe vantage point, but also sort of to wait for some enlightenment as truths are revealed, as you communicate with this person. And you just kind of say, hey, put all your cards up on the table, no pun intended, because I just got to know everything. Don't hold anything back, because I'll see right through it. So I like the Queen of Swords energy in this situation, because it suggests that you're able to check your emotions at the door for the time being, and really kind of zero in on what's going on, what the truth is. She's a truth seeker and a truth teller. And while she comes in peace, it's don't give me a reason to not trust you. Okay, and the Judgment card is about forgiveness. So there is an opportunity for forgiveness once you evaluate everything and make sure that you've got an accurate read on the situation, that everything that you need to know you've been told truthfully, and therefore the Judgment card to that Page of Cups is the forgiveness that comes from the apology. So now we've got the outcome. What might unfold as things go forward? Justice, Page of Swords, Three of Cups. So I do feel with the Page of Swords, there's, your due diligence. The Page of Swords is often like the spy detective of the tarot. So therefore, kind of, keeping one eye open, looking for information, especially where third party is concerned. And the Justice card it can be about accountability, but it is also about what's fair in the situation, right? Are we on a level playing field here? And so I think as things unfold going forward, you may kind of be a little skeptical about it. And you may be looking at the situation with more discernment, to be sure that, if there were any mistruths or half-truths or secrets or anything like that, that you kind of don't get lost in the weeds of it, that you stay sharp. The Page of Swords has keen intellect, a very keen observing eye. And so that's how I feel things might unfold. The advice for you going forward here, let's get you some advice. The World, Magician, Queen of Pentacles. Nice. All right. So the advice talks about, endings and new beginnings. It's Saturn's energy in the World card, and Saturn is the great teacher. Saturn was playing a very big role in this lunation and the new moon, but also throughout the next 4 years, Saturn and Neptune are big players. They're both together in the sign of Aries right now, and they're both retrograde. So what we're talking about with Saturn is lessons being learned. What have we understood from this? How have we grown? So we can close out the difficult, challenging cycle and have a new beginning. That's what I think you'll be manifesting from a position of groundedness, stability, knowing who you are and what you want. Don't forget the Queen of Pentacles is a feminine archetype of a life partner, and since we open up the whole reading with their energy toward you being about life partnership and the vows we make and take. So this could even be, I know I said this person could be married, didn't tell you, could just be a third party situation where they were already kind of committed to you and something happened. You weren't told about it. It's being revealed now. Nothing earth shattering, but just how it disrupts trust. And it looks to me like you'll be manifesting the lessons to be learned, and not just for you, but like in a cyclical way. So you don't have to go through it again. In other words, let's learn it, let's grok it, let's close it out, and then we can have that sort of fresh start energy that comes with the World card. So that's what I see in the overall. That's the lay of the land. What I'm going to do is some clarification in the extended. I'm going to look at this person more from the position of their higher vibration and their lower vibration. What does that look like? How can you recognize it and navigate it? What is the hidden message? There is something they don't want you to know at this point. Doesn't mean it's anything bad, but it sure would be helpful if you had some clues about that. What is their message to you? What do they want to say? Their feelings, their thoughts and feelings about you, and their intentions toward you. So those links are below. And remember, the very first one is for the Cancer Monthly, and that is the membership that will also give you access to the new moon and Virgo reading if you're interested in seeing that. I think it was like an hour-long reading for the members only. And then the other two options are just the one and done extended here, or the all access pass membership to everything I put over on the Moments platform, okay? And if you enjoy my readings and you haven't done so yet, please do subscribe below. That is how I get to stay on the channel. That's how all of us do. So, it's not just me. If you've got your favorite readers, by all means, go back, make sure you're subscribed and you've clicked that little bell so that you get notified when we upload new readings. For me, when you subscribe, you can get into the playlists and take a stroll around. I have them separated by zodiac signs so that you can sort of go back in time and look at things that have occurred and see if any titles jump out at you. So, make this your own community. Make it your own. And I thank you in advance for that. Okay? All right, here we go. I'm going to clarify here. I really do sort of want to see this Three of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and the Star. Wow. Well, the Star is healing here. So from the bottom of the deck, that is deep within this person's unconscious awareness, while they're coming in to make you a solid offer from the heart, something stable you can count on, they're also deep within wanting to focus on some healing of whatever the heartache is. It might not just be theirs, it might be yours as well. This person may be very aware that what they have done or what they held back from you or what they didn't say that they should have said has hurt you, and there will be an effort toward healing, toward making sure that what they offer you is legitimate, is vulnerable, like putting it all out there. Both that Knight of Pentacles, even though it moves slowly, is very much an energy, it's Virgo energy, by the way, is very, it's deliberate and intentional. It has a plan. It's been well thought through. It's not kind of flash the pan. It's solid energy. So I do feel this person has serious intent to make an offer to you that allows you to see their vulnerability in a very deliberate way. And then to also bring healing to the situation. Let's see now for what's gone on. I am interested in the High Priestess to the Three of Cups. Page of Cups. Page of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Seven of Wands. I think you found them out. I think that's what this Page of Swords is. And here with their apology in that Page of Cups, they're definitely wanting to work things out. They're wanting to fix it. And yet with that Seven of Wands from the bottom of the deck, there's a slight bit of maybe defensiveness there. The Seven of Wands can be assertiveness, but it can also be a little like aggressive in terms of resistance or defensiveness. And I do feel that on some level internally, because it's from the bottom of the deck, they've got a little defensiveness going for them, right? They know that you kind of found them out. And so the apology, it's not that the apology isn't sincere. It is, but there's this little built-in, I'm sorry, but, when someone says, I'm sorry, but, ... it's like, it negates the whole I'm sorry. Or if they say, I'm sorry that your feelings were hurt, right? That's kind of defensive. So I'm picking up a little flavor of that. I could be off, but I'm picking it up a little bit. Doesn't mean they don't want to work things out, and doesn't mean that they don't want to fix what's broke here. That they will put their attention to it and devote themselves to it and make the relationship a priority, and obviously come through with a message that is sincere. But that Seven of Wands from their unconscious awareness, it's a little sign of, it's definitely a sign to me of someone who got caught at something. Whether it was a big deal or not a big deal doesn't matter. It's just it's a personality quirk or flaw, And then with your energy, Queen of Swords, Hanged Man, Judgment. Let's see this Queen of Swords. Emperor. Now we have the Emperor and the Empress. Nine of Wands, Five of Swords. Yeah. See, in your unconscious awareness, and maybe not even so unconscious, maybe you're just, keeping it under wraps, you feel like you were set up. You feel like you were sabotaged. Right? That this was an unfair fight on some level. Something here was done without care or attention to your best interest and to what was fair to you. So I feel you're kind of coming in here with this sharp edge, but the Nine of Wands is interesting because the Nine of Wands is about perseverance. The Nine of Wands doesn't throw in the towel automatically. You got to put a lot on to get that Nine of Wands to say, that's it, I'm out of here. So I am feeling there's perseverance in how you're approaching it, and maybe it's just to get to the truth with this divine masculine, but underneath you're feeling like, hey, you did what was in your best interest, not in mine. And that doesn't make them a terrible person by any stretch of the imagination. It's kind of, human nature, but it's definitely a red flag. So then we see the Hanged Man to Judgment. And I'll look at that. Five of Cups, Hierophant, Two of Cups. So there is this, definite sense of what has happened here in the past. For you, it could be feeling like a form of grief. Like, look, we had it all, and now there's these 3 cups are knocked over, and it's all tainted. And that brings a lot of sorrow to the surface. The interesting thing is that behind this person, the 2 of Cups is bolt upright. So if you can just turn around and see the other point of view, which is why I'm glad it's landing on the Hanged Man, which is a perspective card, you can see that there's still potential for something more committed to work out between the 2 of you. It's still energy that's available to you. But I'm definitely 100% behind the notion of the Hanged Man as you are evaluating everything and, kind of looking at the situation with fresh eyes to be sure there isn't anything you're missing. Judgment would be that forgiveness for that energy of disappointment or grief, second chances even for something to work out here. We opened up with the Hierophant. Now we have it from the top of the deck for you, like maybe things could work out. Maybe we could have a second chance, some form of redemption, even a reconciliation, if you will. Okay, so that's sort of your energy entering the picture. And then in the, the outcome position, I am most interested in this 3 of Cups. Tower. Yep. 3 of Cups again. 3 of Wands. And it's interesting because this person has the 3 of Wands, the behind the scenes energy that sort of gives us more information about how, their energy toward you. That 3 of Wands is anticipating something yet to come. And here it is again. And I'm feeling like this tower between the 3 of Cups twice is what is not sustainable, right? It's not going to work. Princess Diana said, two's company, three's a crowd. There's one too many people in this relationship. Do you remember those days? I mean, that was so prophetic, of course, but it's got that vibe to me that there's something here that could bring this whole connection down to the ground if it isn't resolved, if it isn't settled once and for all, because it will not be sustainable going forward. And that 3 of Wands from the bottom of the deck is what might play out behind the scenes, is the anticipation of something that's about to arrive, but it's got like a little bit of a doomsday energy around it. So you're going to have to be on your game, really doing your due diligence here with regard to any potential for third party. And if this is more about reconciliation, and coming back together in a way that's very celebratory, that's great. It's very possible to reconcile a tower energy, but you don't want to fool yourself about it. You kind of want to know what's potentially coming your way, and deal with it very upfront. In other words, don't put something on the back burner. You've got this Page of Swords here for a reason. Keep one eye open, do your due diligence, investigate if you have to make sure that the situation is fair. And then the advice here is the World and the Magician. It's what you're manifesting. Death card, love that. 2 of Wands, love that. Hermit. Let me get an extra card on our Queen of Pentacles. Page of Wands. So that feels to me like the advice here is more about the difference in your nature, that you need to kind of stay serious, that, sober-minded and serious about the situation, very grounded, mature. Put yourself first. You're going to have to, because, the advice here is things may kind of be a little surface level from this person for a little while. You know how when someone is caught doing something, or some kind of, when you were a kid, I'm just going to give you this example. When you were a kid and you ever got in trouble and you took your knocks, took your punishment, or whatever was said, the I'm sorries and I won't do it again, and the apologies, and yeah, I got it. I knew, I knew the rule. I broke the rule. I'm either in trouble or punished or whatever. But after that, I don't know about you, maybe this is just a Laura thing, but you kind of keep things nice and light and happy after that, right? That kind of like, hey, hi, how was your day? You want to recover very quickly from the heaviness of the situation. And so there's this kind of light-hearted, bouncy, non-serious energy that we take on after we've come through being caught at something, or something being revealed that we did something we knew better than to do, and we make all the apologies. I'm not saying that's not it, but what I'm saying here is the advice is you've got to stay in the serious mindedness, because you may meet up with that kind of like, hey babe, how are things? Like a quick recovery to kind of pat it all down and make it all nice again. That's what I feel the advice is about with the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. They're not the greatest match. But I do feel like the lesson here, the cycles that are closing out one cycle, bringing something to an end that is not serving you or this relationship at all, and then the Death card is about growth, change, and transformation. It's Scorpio energy, 8th house themes, ruled by Pluto, Lord of the Underworld, and the Great Transformer. So it's about something from this cycle that has to die off, and then the growth comes from going back to square one. What do you want? Are we walking the same path here, or are we not? That's why you have to be that sober-minded Queen of Pentacles, right? Kind of coming through as the adult, if that makes sense. And that's really what I'm feeling here. And then, the Two of Wands is about the path forward. It is about deciding what you want, and not just what you want, but then what actions you're going to take to set it all in motion so that you can manifest it, because you are absolutely manifesting a new cycle. But you got to know what that is. What do we want? What's it going to look like? And that Hermit energy from the bottom of the deck, I feel the advice is you're the guide, right? You know yourself. The Hermit is, it shows up for us when we know better, when we know from our own lived life experience, when we know ourselves well enough. And, it's like when you know better, you do better. And this is that moment where the guide comes in to say, yeah, that's nice. We're gonna release and let die off the things here that are not supportive of our connection, so that we can close out this very unnerving cycle. But before we have a new cycle, the maturity of the Hermit is about, what do you want? Are we still walking this path together? So there is manifestation involved. I'm not saying there's not, but it's kind of coming from this this guidance that you're bringing to the situation, right? Like you're going to have to guide it through, because you're the Queen of Pentacles, and you're going to be dealing with somebody who's just trying to, tamp everything down and make it all nice and lighthearted. Okay, so I think that's pretty good advice, all things considered. It seems like you may have a slight bit of a Peter Pan person complex here. Somebody who does not mean to hurt, or, hurt feelings, or or make mistakes that involve you, but when something happens, they kind of revert a little bit to that kind of childlike, my bad, let's do something fun. It's you're being guided here that you're the guide. Okay, so whatever you're going to be manifesting next for your path forward, you're the one in the driver's seat. So that is what I have. Very interesting reading. I'll give you the astrology in a second, just so it's extra added confirmation if it lines up for you. If it doesn't, not a big deal. And then if you haven't yet done so, please don't forget to subscribe, and then I'll be headed to the extended. So here we go. The Hierophant is Taurus. I'm going to do the main cards first. The Empress is the Divine Feminine. That's Venus. Venus just moved into the sign of Leo today. So she's going to be a little louder in matters of the heart. She's going to kind of step forward and, make known the importance of loyalty. Rules Libra and Taurus. The High Priestess is the Moon, and the Moon rules the sign of Cancer. Our Page of Cups here is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. The Queen of Swords, love her in this reading, is Libra. And the Hanged Man is Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces and is sitting there right now with Saturn. In the cosmos, we have Judgment is Pluto, and Pluto rules Scorpio. We have Justice is more Libra. The Great Equalizer there. Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. The World card is Saturn, Aquarius, and Capricorn. Magician is Mercury, Virgo, and Gemini. And our Queen of Pentacles is No Nonsense, Capricorn. Okay, so that's the clarifiers. We have Virgo in the Knight of Pentacles, Pisces in the Knight of Cups, Aquarius in the Star. We've got that Page of Swords again is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Emperor is the Divine Masculine, which is Aries energy. That Hierophant came out a second time. That's more Taurus. We have the Tower is Mars. Mars rules Aries. And Mars is sitting in the sign of Libra right now. He's not happy there, but the good news is that when it comes to taking action, it's better if there's two, right? Because Libra rules the 7th house of relationships, partnerships. And so even though Mars isn't quite comfy there because he prefers to, go big or go home, and it's not always comfortable for to have to negotiate every little thing, but it's beneficial for relationships, I'll say that much. Then we have the Death card is Scorpio, Hermit is Virgo, and our Page of Wands here, our little Peter Pan, is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That's what I have for you. I hope you got something out of it for yourself, and I'm headed to the extended. I'll see you there in a second. Bye for now.